Welcome to a follow-up video. So Fusion 360 importing OBJ files with texture. I received the following comments. So we see that Fusion imports texture nowadays, but it's garbled, misaligned. Now let's take a look at the following case study. I'm gonna use this coat of arm. As you can see, this was generated using a single image on triple. This is the reference image, and this will be the output mesh. Now, in this case, I went for an 8K texture. So over here on export, I selected this to be OBJ for the file format, and we see over here the texture. I already have the file over here downloaded, and we see the texture will be as following. We see the texture. So in this case, the image is 8K. As we can see over here, there are some details, like this is part of that raven on the coat of arm. And this will be the mesh. We see the file size close to 200 megabytes. We see over here 188. Now, within Fusion, we can go within insert. We can insert a mesh. You can see that we can load STL, OBJ, and 3MF files. And in this case, I'm going to select the coat of arm generated using triple, which will be the following. And we're going to have that now being loaded. We see that it will take a little bit of time for Fusion. I'm also currently running an update over here, but this will load a lot slower than within Blender. If I'm gonna go over here within Blender and I will drag and drop the same model, we're gonna see that in this case, the OBJ will be loaded really fast within Blender. And I can also enable the texture, and we have that also added over here. As you can see, the material is a PBR material. That means it will have the reflection of the environment. So currently over here within the shading, this is the image set by default within Blender. And we do have those reflected onto the coat of arm. Now within Fusion, this also loaded. So I can go ahead and I can check the model. I can also decide orientation. Let's say that I want to rotate it as following. At the end, I can hit OK, and we do have the mesh loaded over here. Now, let's check some differences between those two. Over here, if I'm going to hold down Shift, I will try to rotate. Since the object, I think it's quite small, let's just go over here within Inspect, and let's do a measurement. From those, we're going to see that the total distance, in this case, will be 0.8 millimeters. So this is why, while I'm trying to rotate over here, it will in some cases rotate a little bit weird. But especially for the home button over here. If I'm going to zoom in, for example, on this raven, you're going to see that the clipping plane will be enabled. But I'm going to go within Visual Styles, and I'm just going to set this to be shaded. And now we're going to see that the texture will look as following. If I'm going to jump over here back to the model from triple, and I will zoom into the same raven, you're going to see that actually this was generated like this within triple. So we do have those weird shapes over here added for the ring, and we have that texture with red over here. And that has been maintained over here, so there are no changes within the alignment of the texture. We do have over here the clipping plane since the part is so small, but as you can see, it will actually match that texture. So for example, we see over here the eye of the raven. It will be as following. Over here within Blender, we have it over here. Keep in mind that this is a PBR material. So I can go ahead and I can change the IOR over here, for example, to 0. But in this case, it will reflect everything in this case. But I can change this to be the roughness all the way to 1. And this will be the actual texture. As you can see, it will again match the same one that we have within Fusion. We see that for the generated elements, emboss elements, for example, for the raven, the generative AI didn't do such a good job over here, especially for the raven profile over here or for the ring. But again, in terms of texture, we do have the same texture being applied over here within Fusion, just like within Blender or like we had it within the web browser within Triple. And the main advantage is that within Fusion, we can now take this to a CAD model. And if you want to, we can do some additional changes and prepare this maybe not only for 3D printing, you can go further for additional manufacturing workflows over here. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this kind of content. You're going to find additional Fusion tips and tricks over here on the left side. And if you enjoy this kind of content, you can consider to subscribe. You're going to find the button on the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.